Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss about the intelligence in the Indian traditions. Chapter 1, Class 12 Psychology. Till now we have been discussing that with the help of using intelligence we can adapt to any culture or any surrounding. And in Western countries they are equipped with technology, so those individuals tend to be better than others, those who are high on their mental skills. But if we compare it with the Indian intelligence, the person who are able to understand other people feeling, who are able to use his knowledge wisely, and who are able to take up the right decisions, those individuals are termed as intelligence. So basically Indian view of intelligence is quite different from the Western view of intelligence. Now let us discuss how Indian tradition defined intelligence. As you can see the term buddhi. So basically the buddhi was used in order to define intelligence. So another name for intelligence given by Indian tradition was buddhi. As you can see here, I have written integral intelligence, that refers to the social environment and world's environment. It means integral intelligence means the connectivity between the social environment and world environment. So here they are basically talking about, they are not concerning about their own self growth, or people use their intelligence for their own self. Basically here they are talking about an intelligence need to be connected with other people, emotions, feelings, and we need to understand their views. So basically that person is quite high on their intelligence. The another name for intelligence Indian tradition is buddhi. So basically the term buddhi was used in an Indian tradition to define intelligence. Now if you see here, as I have made this flowchart. Now J.P. Das was a psychologist who has defined an intelligent person in using these all terms. As you can see here, integral means the connectivity. So intelligent person is one who has the connectivity with other people feeling, and who takes up the right decision, and who has a good knowledge, and one who understands the other people perspectives and takes up the determined actions on the basis of the mental efforts, and who has the connectivity with all individual sufferings and feeling of an individual. So that person has been defined intelligence. It is not that intelligent person is one who is getting good marks in academically, but one who tend to understand feeling, emotions, and takes up the right decision. That person is termed intelligence in Indian tradition. Now let us understand with the difference between the Indian view and the Western view on intelligence. In Indian culture, cognitive component is secondary. Now if we compare it with the Western view, in Western culture we try to see the cognitive competence more. So here basically they are trying to say that in Western culture, people who are able to produce more ideas on the basis of their mental skill, or we can see who are able to use their mental skills for the manipulations. So those people are termed as intelligence in Western view. Now if we compare it with the Indian culture, focus more on the entrepreneur, social, emotional, and connectivity is more important. So according to Indian culture, an intelligent person need to connect with other people. He need to have understand the emotions with other people, and need to be concerned about others. As if we compare with the Western view, now here the type of behavior that we try to see is they are self-centered in their behavior, as they are only focused towards their own growth. They do not understand the suffering of other people, they do not understand the emotions of other people. So this is how they are different in their intelligence. So basically here they are trying to differentiate Indian view and Western view in terms of intelligence, so that people know in Indian view the intelligent person is one who helps the other people and who understands it's not only getting good marks in intelligence, but we need to connect with social environment and the world. In Indian culture, we try to assess individual in terms of three competence. Now, competence means the fact of having the ability that is needed for something. So basically, here they are talking about when we understand other people, we need to have all this competence in our own self. Now, if we can see here in three competence that are used by Indian are entrepreneur, social competence, and emotional competence. Now, if we talk about entrepreneur competence, they are committed, persistent, patience, hard work, and vigilance, and goal directed. Now, if I ask you who is an entrepreneur, now entrepreneur is a person who does his own businesses. Now, businessmen tend to have skills like he is smart in dealing with people, resources, active regarding marketing. He is able to understand reaction of other people. So basically, these are the dominant features of an entrepreneur. He is able to understand the requirement of others. Hardworking, committed, social skills, and convenience skills are also tend to be high in entrepreneur. So all these are the major characteristics of entrepreneur. Now let us talk about the social competence. Now here they are talking about the term social. So basically they are talking about the connectivity with other people. So here they are talking about when we are a part of society, how emotionally you connect with other people. These people tries to show sympathy. The people who are high on social competence, so basically those individual tries to show sympathy, understand the perspective of other people in society, and how sensitive you are towards the other feeling. That is also a major characteristics of social competence. And if you are high on this social competence, then people tries to show respect and see you as a good citizen. Now let us talk about the emotional competence, which is of uttermost importance in today's world. Now, if we are part of a particular surrounding, we need to have the emotional competence, as all these competence are connected to our own self. Now, the feeling and understanding come under the emotional competence. Emotional competence means you easily understand, you have the control over your emotions, you do not take other people emotions lightly. Now, people who are high on emotional competence, those individuals tend to be self-regulate their emotions, self-monitoring, honesty, politeness, good conduct, self-evaluation. All these are major characteristics of emotional competence. As you can see here, I have written cognitive capacity. Now, this term is basically more valued in Western view of culture, because the people who are high on using of their mental skills and understanding, those people are high on cognitive capacity. Now these people tend to solve problem and tend to have effective communication with other people. So this cognitive capacity comes under the Western view of culture. So on the basis of this video, kindly note down some questions in your notebook. Now differentiate between Indian view and Western view of on intelligence.